Hello and good morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning in my hometown, and I am just full of, something in vinegar this morning. I feel fantastic. I woke up and practiced gratitude immediately, got some exercise. I feel incredible, and I'm going to keep this trend up. I've been modeling my mornings, and they've really been working much better for me. Life's been a little crazy, but I can't complain a little bit about it. I'm enjoying every step of the ride. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's go with it. So what I want to talk about today is kind of a continuation of the video we had I spoke about the other day, and that's finding commonality, finding common ground, which would be, in a larger spectrum of things, conflict resolution. And this is a skill that I've not only honed, but learned, but I've honed. Sorry, I'm having troubles with my words and getting a text at the same time. I've honed this skill through years of working with teams of people and different organizations and really understanding what makes people tick. But I'll never forget where I truly learned how conflict resolution happens. It was I'll tell you the story. I was working in the film industry. I was still very new in it. I was in my probably mid-20s, and we were filming in Hamilton, North Hamilton to be specific. And we were coming into this parking lot. There was and I was told specifically, nobody gets to park in this parking lot. And I had probably the worst job on set, trying to tell people they can't park somewhere in a city with no real authority. Believe me, I learned to negotiate. I learned to try and find commonality and to try and to talk to people and understand their point of view. But it was this day that was the turning point on that. I'll never forget, I was working for an assistant location manager by the name of Quincy Morgan. May he rest in peace. Anybody in the film industry that watches this, I'm sure you have fond memories of Quincy. And I was doing my job one day. We had the end of this parking lot blocked off, and this guy come barreling through the cones and parked his car, and I'm trying to tell him, sir, we just need you to park over there, and trying to be super polite, and the guy just spit venom at me. You can't tell me what to do. And of course that riled me up a little bit. Maybe I had some words with him that I shouldn't have had, and I wasn't really master of my state at the time. And it didn't go well. We yelled at each other. He went across to his home, and there's his vehicle parked right in the middle of where we needed all our trucks to go. Now, this is something that I took on as personal responsibility because it was my job, but it's a major problem for where all of our vehicles are going to go. So we got to figure out how to solve this problem. So I noted where the guy went and what house he went in. And when my boss, Quincy, came by, he's like, so how's it going? Oh, what's this vehicle, Jeff? And I tried to explain the situation to him. He said, well, which house did he go into? And I said, that one right over there. And I saw Quincy grab his clipboard and walk over to the house and knock on the door and have some words with the guy. And the guy looked like he was, very animated. And Quincy, I watched his body language, and he really didn't change. He just maintained a level of professionalism. It was actually impressive to watch. And you could tell by the body language of this guy, eventually, he started to acquiesce. And it became a friendly thing. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? You could see the guy smiling with Quincy, and okay, yeah, no problem, yeah. And he walked away, and Quincy came over and said, okay, here's the deal. I went and talked to this guy, and the reason he got so upset is because he likes to park his car right in front of his house. It was the north end of Hamilton. He had an imported car. It was an Alfa Romeo, and he loved that vehicle, but it had been broken into a couple of times. And if it wasn't right in front of his house, he felt as though he couldn't keep an eye on it. Well, what's the solution there? Hey, we're going to be here for the next 3-4 days. We'll park it. We'll give you a parking spot where we're actually going to keep an eye on that car for you. And the guy said, well, that's even better than me trying to keep an eye on it in front of my house when I have to go do other things and sleep and all those things. And we're going to have 24-hour security on that vehicle while we're here. We just need you to move it over a few feet. Would that be possible? Well, next thing you know, the guy came out. Him and I kind of apologized to each other. We ended up laughing and having a great time afterwards. But what I didn't take the time to understand at that moment, when I was heated and I wasn't thinking clearly and I was being I was puffing my chest out and allowing my ego to dictate what I was doing. If I had taken the time in that moment, as Quincy did, to let the guy kind of play his thing out, let him get his anger and frustration out, but then to actually find why, what was the source of that anger and frustration, well, that changed things. That, I'll never forget that day, as long as I live. I'll always remember that moment where he found the commonality, found that reason why that guy had such a problem, why he was so upset. To me, it seemed just totally erratic and irrational. But no, he had a good reason for that. Now, as I say this, how many people in your life have just lost their shit for seemingly no reason? But you didn't take the time to find out what led up to that moment. It puts a whole different perspective on when people crash out. So, as challenging as it is, I challenge you in moments of stressful conversations with people, because those interactions happen all the time, whether we want them to or not. Try and take a step back and just understand, where is this person coming from? What has done this? Because most of the time, it's not us. If we're the ones that immediately are getting wrath for no reason, well, it's because somewhere else something went wrong for those folks. And with a little compassion and understanding, we might actually be able to figure out what makes it better by working together and figure out a mutual solution, much like moving the car a few feet by giving you 24-hour security, which was what we were already going to do. You just didn't know it. Makes the world a whole lot different place if you can give people just a little bit of understanding and compassion. Anyhow, this is a part of much bigger stuff that I'm going to be putting out there. I realize that I have a whole bunch of information that I have gathered over the years in leadership, conflict resolution, persuasion. This is all going to be part of the Tools and Tactics program. I'm super excited. I just have a lot of work to get done, but it's coming. Anyhow, that's it for me today. Until tomorrow, almost dropped the camera. Until tomorrow, know that I love you, and I'll see you soon.